Hi, I'm Glenn,
And I'm Christy.
and welcome
Welcome to
to our
our
homestead.
homestead. I thought today would be a good time to give you an overview of why we're doing what we're doing and how we came to these decisions and what our plans are for this property. What got us into this? And I'll let you start with what your dreams, what you wanted for your life.
Well, I don't even really remember when I first started feeling that way because, as everybody, you kind of go through life and you gradually, you're here, you're there, you're here, you're there, and then you kind of start figuring out where you want to be. And as I got older and the world kept going and more things were going on, I just felt like it would be really nice to, have a place where you could have, your own freedom, so to speak, your ability to grow your own food, to raise your own food, just a more simple, laid back version of life that we used to have all over the world, not just in America, that we've gradually gotten away from. And I just felt for myself at a particular time that it was something we should be trying to get back to. We've gotten to a point where things are just too fast or too much. People are always busy. We don't get to enjoy this beautiful world that God created for us. We don't get to enjoy our children the way we should because we're busy at work. We're working two jobs in some cases. You're doing things at the house, etc., etc. But that's kind of what got me start thinking about things like that.
And the way that I grew up, I think, had a lot to do with my desires for wanting to live a simpler life. I grew up way out in the country and spent a lot of my time growing up outdoors, in the trees, in the woods. I was constantly barefoot. And I really love the farm life. And I've always wanted to have a little farm of my own where I could raise animals and have my own food and do my own thing. I like to spend time in the kitchen making good food. And one thing that I have learned, I've been on a health journey for the past couple of years. A little backstory: when I was 38, I had a heart attack, which is uncommon, I'll say, because it's getting a
Yeah.
little more common nowadays. But there are so many lies in the nutrition field. We are told, eat this, don't eat this, and then it flip flops. I remember people saying that eggs were bad, now eggs are good, butter is bad, butter is good. There's all this different information, and it's hard to know what's true and what's not. So, learning for myself that finding food that is actual food is a big part of my lifestyle changes. I'm a carnivore now. I eat animal products: beef, chicken, turkey, eggs. I love eggs. And there are so many things that you can make out of eggs. I've made all sorts of
Oh, yeah.
different things, and it's a great way to live. I think we rarely go out to eat. Maybe we have our anniversary where we go to a special, very nice restaurant,
Yes.
and that's about it. So we do most of our stuff at home. I'm fortunate that right now I am not working outside the home. I'm working in the home. As you've seen, I've been laying flooring recently,
You've
and
done a beautiful job on it, if I
thank
might
you.
add.
That was a lot of fun, actually. I really loved
Yeah.
doing the floor. That was a big project, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Next, painting the walls. But that's kind of what brought us to that. Is when we got together, we've been together. We're celebrating our third anniversary in a month or 2 months.
Yeah, our third wedding anniversary.
Third wedding anniversary in 2 months.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's really brought us together and brought us closer, is our desire to live the simpler life. And simpler doesn't mean easier.
Yeah.
It definitely does not.
Actually means the quite opposite of that.
Yeah, it
really.
does. It means harder.
Yeah.
But we're ready for that. that's what we want. We want to be able to work for ourselves and make things ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what brought us to this place. And one reason for starting this channel was to show other people that you don't need to have everything figured out. You don't have to have a ton of money to get started. We have a shoestring budget for the things that we are planning to do. It's looking for deals, looking for ways to do things very economically. And we wanted to share that with you, that you don't need to have $1 million to start your dreams.
Exactly. And you don't have to have all the skills in the world that, you know, you may eventually need to develop as time goes on. Use the skills that you already have. Learn how to do other things through trial and error. Hopefully that's something that we'll be able to show on this channel, is the different struggles we have, you know, with, hey, we've never done this before, but, you know, we need to do it. And we're going to try to leave in little things that maybe other channels might cut out, where you're going to see us make mistakes and be like, well, you know, that didn't work. Let's try it this way. Or, you know, hey, we've got this accomplished, but now that we've done it once, we think there's a better way to do it. So the next time we do it, we'll be a little bit faster at it. It'll be a little easier. Things like that. I think we both feel like we would like to give the best accurate, honest interpretation of starting and building and continuing a homestead that maybe you don't get on some of the other channels. I know for me, and I think for my wife also, but for me especially, there's a lot of channels we've watched on homesteading and things of that nature, and they're great channels, don't get me wrong. They do have a lot of information that's very, very important to people, but I think people, especially in the beginning when they're starting out, may run across some channels like that doing some research, and they see these things that these people have, and they think, oh wow, you know, that's so awesome. But it's like, you know, they either had a lot of money for whatever reason. Now, you know, they earned it obviously in one way or the other, whether that was, you know, working really hard, and now they're later in life and they've got that kind of money to throw into something like that, or maybe they, you know, bought their house and decided they wanted to move into a lifestyle like that, and they were fortunate enough to be in an area and have a house that they could sell for an extremely large amount of money. And anyway, that's one thing I've noticed with some of the channels, is they have so much that people look at it and think, wow, there's no way, you know, I could do all that. I can't have 30 acres, 50 acres, 100 acres somewhere with, you know, this beautiful home and all this heavy equipment and all these big diesel trucks and things like that. I mean, yeah, that's great if you can afford that, but let's face it, most of us can't. So we're going to try to bring, hopefully, a more honest approach to it on, if you're just a regular people like us with very little money, not all the skills in the world, and just show that, hey, you can do it if you really put your mind to it, you put the hard work into it, you put the time and the dedication into it, you can get it done.
Yep. And like you were saying, with trial and error, I'd never laid floor before. I've never done anything like that. It's a skill that I didn't have until now I do, and now I've done it. And there was trial and error. We got peel and stick flooring. We thought that'd be easy. You just peel and stick. Didn't quite work out that way. So we found another way to do it. May not have had the correct tools for it. We used what we had and made it work, and the results, I think, are really, really nice.
Oh yeah, I think it looks beautiful.
And it's so nice to have a floor that's an actual floor and not just plywood anymore.
Yeah.
Because we moved in 2 weekends ago, so this is, we are really starting from scratch here. This house, as you've seen, if you've seen our other videos so far, needs a lot of work. The yard, I haven't really shown the yard. The yard looks as bad as the house did when we first looked at it. So there's a lot that needs to be done. We have 1 acre. It's not a lot, but it's enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and to that point, so if I can step back just a little bit, I know this video is kind of all over the place. my apologies, but there's so many things we'd like to touch on. So when me and Christy first got together, it was about 6 years ago, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So over that time, we've been all over the place. I work in a factory as a mechanic on knitting machines. I know most people have no clue what that entails or whatever, and that's fine. It's kind of irrelevant. It just leads into the story that I'm telling. So because of my job and the fact that there is a lot of people that don't have that skill anymore, that skill set, and the ones that do are either passing away or retiring, it's becoming more and more prevalent for companies to find people with a lot of experience, which I've been fortunate enough to build up an experience level of around 20 years. So I get looked at a lot by recruiters and such. Because of that, we've been a few different places.
We've been all over the place.
Yeah, I got recruited away from the company that I was at when me and her first met, and we went somewhere, and then I got recruited again, and we went to another state and was there for a little while. And I wasn't really a fan of the state. I loved the company that I was at, and I loved the owners of the company, but some things popped up that just made it really not a good place for us to be. Some personal issues come up, family issues, things like that. So we stepped away from that. But previous to that, when I first got recruited away, we owned a home in South Carolina. It was an old home built around 1920 or so. It was an old four square farmhouse. Needed a tremendous amount of work. We got it at a really good deal because of that. We were fortunate enough that when we sold, the market was really going bananas, so we got double our money out of the house, which was, and don't get me wrong, it's not like, oh, they got a couple $100,000 out of the house. No.
Yeah.
We paid roughly around $38,000 for the house. We ended up selling for $85,000 after everything was said and done. We had about $65,000. Which was fortunate for us because it allowed us to buy our next piece of property, which is in Kentucky. We still own that.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to find 23 acres over there approximately. Beautiful place. We love it there. It had an older model trailer on it from around the 60s or 70s. We're not exactly sure. It also needed a lot of work. But that's really
We
where
learned plumbing.
Yeah, we learned plumbing. Yeah, I replumbed the whole house with PEX pipe and some other projects that we did there. But that's where we originally decided that, this was going to be our place where we're going to start building our homestead. And ultimately that is where we will end back up because that property will never be gotten rid of. That is our end goal retirement property. The only reason we're still not there is because that's when I got recruited to another state, as I told you previously. So when that all ended, we came back to Kentucky, and then the company I used to work for in South Carolina had called me and asked if there was any way that I'd be willing to come back, because I told them when I left that if they ever needed my help or I could do anything to help, please give me a call, because I'd love to help them if I could. They were a great company. I really enjoyed working for them. Enjoy working for them again. So we moved back down and rented a place for almost 2 years, and that's fine. But we wanted to be able to do our own thing and try to get things started, and we were fortunate enough to find this place, which, as she mentioned, if you've seen in our video of the walkthrough, it was an absolute disaster. But it was something that we could get on the very little amount of money that we had. It was an owner finance deal, so we were able to get in at a very low down payment considered what most people have to pay for on a traditional loan. Mm-hmm. So we went ahead and jumped on it. Like she said, it's 1 acre of land. That's not a lot.
But it's enough.
It's enough. I mean, I do believe there's people out there that basically probably can be 80 to 90% self-sufficient on an acre. It's totally doable. Whether we'll get to that point or not is probably not the case. What we're shooting for is if we could get to 60%. If we can offset our grocery costs by 60% with the food that we raise and we grow, then to us that's a huge win. And it already starts us some animals as flocks that when we do get ready to retire and move back, we can bring those with us and transplant them to Kentucky, and we'll already have that start. That'll already be built up.
And also the same with the house, because this is a mobile home.
Yes.
We will be able to move this back to Kentucky, and it will be obviously livable because the trailer that is there will not be livable by the time that we would get back. It's barely livable at the moment. So that's why we're putting so much effort into this place, because not only are we living here now, which of course, I mean, I'm not going to live in a dump anyways, but it gives us motivation for taking it back with us as our retirement home. So this is, it's not our forever homestead, but it's our beginning homestead. We did have a garden back in Kentucky. He is a fantastic gardener. I mean, you can't tell, but his thumbs are very green. He can garden like nobody else.
I got fortunate. I think that was something that was given to me from my grandfather, because the man could literally throw seed out on a rock and it would grow. I'm not quite that good, but I did get a little bit of a green thumb from him, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good experiences that have gotten us to this place, and like we've said before, all you have to do is just go for it. If you have a dream that you want, if it's homesteading, even if it's not homesteading, whatever your dream is, go for it. Nothing is stopping you but you, and that's really true.
It is. Where there's a will, there really is a way.
It really is.
It may be one of the hardest ways that you could go, but it'll be available if you look hard enough and go for it.
We were toting water from the tub to the sink to do dishes and heating it up because the hot water heater wasn't fixed yet. So there are issues that you have to work through, and you have to be willing to make sacrifices in order to achieve your dreams. And that's just life. I mean,
exactly.
No one ever said it was going to be easy.
And we really hope that you guys enjoy our channel, and that you watch our videos and you enjoy them, and that you can find some useful information in them, or inspiration, or anything, or just maybe you like laughing at us at all the mistakes we make. Whatever whatever keeps you around watching the channel, we're very grateful for. Yeah,
and we plan on having little sit downs like this here and there to talk about where we are and where we're going, and how
hopefully
things
not
are
as
coming
long-winded.
Yeah. And before we wrap up this video, I would love to give a very big shout out to Tom and Jill for your wonderful gift. Thank you. I can't say it enough. That is absolutely amazing, and we love you, and can't wait to come and visit, and so you can meet Glenn too.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't seen you guys in years, and I'm looking forward to getting able to give you guys hugs again.
Yes, thank you guys very much.
Yes.
It means the world to us, and it will help us out, tremendously. We're just overwhelmed by it. Can't thank you enough.
Amazing. Yes. And one other thing before we go, since I have both of them here, which is kind of odd.
Yeah.
I got my two babies here. This one is Lucky. He's the striped one. You'll see him probably in a lot of videos because he likes to be in the middle of stuff. The black spot behind him, that's Freya. She's not as camera loving as he is. So you may not see my spicy jelly bean that much, but she is around. She's very loved. So even if you don't see her, she's my lovey-dovey baby. So I just wanted to introduce you to the fur balls.
And we'll do our best to get out content as regular as we can, showing improvements or different things we've done.
Yep.
Just kind of bear with us. It may be a little slow, especially compared to some other channels, because as we said, we're not rich people. I work a blue collar job. I make a decent living, but I don't have a lot of money to put into things. I mean, most of it goes out. I'm sure you guys are the same way between food and all the other bills. It's like,
Right.
wow, where'd all my money go?
Yep.
So with the little bit of money we have, we're going to do things, and we'll make sure to film those and bring you guys along with us to see that.
Yep.
So just be patient, and we'll try to get things out as we can. We look
Yep.
forward to repairing things as we can.
Yeah. I apologize for not having any moving videos, but this couch that we're sitting on, it's an old, heavy couch from the 1930s, and it has beautiful, nasty metal feet on it that, while we were moving, decided to bite my toe and rip my toenail off. So I was in a lot of pain. I do have some clips that I will put on at the end of this video to show you the beginning of the moving truck and leaving North Carolina, but that's the only clips that I have.
Yeah.
But anyways.
And we do plan on doing a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Just kind of showing you how she's got things put
Yeah.
up and set up and such, for right now.
Because I didn't want to do it right when we moved in and it had stuff, bags and totes and boxes lying all over the place.
Right.
So we will be doing that soon.
And then we'll do another one, hopefully not long after that when we repaint. She done a tremendous job getting all the crayon, marker, and all that stuff off of the walls. They look 100 million times better than they did when we first looked at the place.
Yeah.
But obviously, we still want to paint and cover up what you can still see and make it look nicer. So we'll do a walkthrough on that too.
Yep.
And, we're not professionals, so, don't judge too harshly if it's,
Right.
If that's your profession and it's like, hey, what's this guy doing? I'm a
Just
carpenter,
laugh
this
at
looks
us.
stupid. Yeah, just laugh at me. I'm just working it through and doing the best I can and learning as I go.
Absolutely. So I hope you guys keep on watching.
Yeah, and keep on rocking.
That's right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, we've got everything in this big old truck, and we are ready to move. Yay! Glenn driving.
I am thankful I got a company to let me use their truck.
Yes, me too. Yes, and we have the Lucky, who is not happy in his bag. It's okay, baby. Mama's right here. Mama's right here. Oh, I know. Don't worry. He cries like that every single time we move. He's been all over the country. Here we go, leaving North Carolina. Sorry it's bumpy. This truck is kind of jumpy. Leaving Cherryville. Or going through Cherryville. It is quite pretty. Let's see if we can see these train tracks out the window. Bouncy, bouncy.